Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the official ARK Podcast number 44. My name is Brad, and I will be your host this evening. We have a special guest with us tonight, Catalyst, from the Cryptozoa Medium team, and he's going to be going over one of his Medium articles. Before we start with that, just wanted to let everybody know that the reason that Atlas and the rest of the core team are not present this evening, they are testing the contract and making sure that everything is ready for the launch on Friday. Before we get into Catalyst's Medium article, does anybody have any questions or comments or anything anybody would like to share? Right, okay. Well, Catalyst, if you want to share your screen and go over your Medium article, I'm very much looking forward to seeing, seeing what you've written.
Sure. All right. This is going much more smoothly than Monday. Monday was my first time presenting an article, but can you see this okay?
We can indeed, and you did a great job on Monday. So, don't worry about it. It was a great presentation.
Well, thank you. The laptop is plugged in this time, so I will not be running out of battery. Anyway, thank you everyone for tuning in. The article that I'm going to present today is a follow-up article to the one that I presented on Monday. For those of you that weren't here on Monday, the article had to do with the legacy NFT rewards that I woke up to Monday morning that were in my on the rewards bucket in the app, because I was surprised to see rewards because for some reason I thought they wouldn't start printing until we launched the vault. But anyway, I was pleasantly surprised, and I wrote an article about that. And since that time, I've been tracking the performance of the legacy NFT rewards, and that's what this article is about. And I thought I'd share that with you because people seem to get pretty excited about the day one performance. I know I was. It had produced more rewards than I was expecting, so I wanted to track it to see if that was something that was going to be consistent. And it was. So here's the article, and we'll be posting this article on the main chat, so you all can read it at your leisure. But I'll go through it briefly here. By the way, this is the article that I presented on Monday, so there's a link there in this article if you want to go back and see what I presented on Monday. So I say here that at the moment, inflows to the legacy NFT rewards pool are only coming from the minting of legacy NFTs because we haven't launched the ARK Vault yet. So once the ARK Vault launches, then 1.5% of all ARK token buy and sell transactions will begin to pour into the legacy NFT rewards pool. This table here, can you see this? Like, can you read it, or is it too small?
We can see it. It is a little bit tough to read, so you might need to call the figures out, actually.
How about now? Does that make it bigger?
Yes, it does. 8.1, 10.8, 13.6. Yeah, we can see it.
Okay, great. Yeah, so here's the dates. The legacy NFT pool of rewards have been delivered to NFT legacy holders for the last 4 days. And I'm sorry, the first thing we're looking at here is the number of NFTs that have been minted since launching the legacy NFTs. And you can see on the first day that you were available to mint an NFT, we had a total of 86 NFTs minted. On day 2, that number rose to 93, which is the sum of the different tiers, the silver, gold, and platinum. And Yesterday we had 103, and then today, at the time of writing, we had 117, but that was earlier today, so likely we have more now. But I was just wanting to kind of track the growth in the number of NFTs that were being minted. So what I mentioned here is that we've had over a 13% increase just in the last 24 hours. So people are purchasing the NFTs, which is cool, but there are still plenty left. And after this article, if you don't have an NFT, you might be eager to pick one up. By the way, if you don't know how many are available, I did pull this from the white paper. There's going to be a maximum of 3,000 silver, 500 gold, and 100 platinum. Again, the white paper tells us that 20% of the NFT minting costs goes to the NFT rewards pool. And then 2% of the pool's balance is paid out every 24 hours based on the holder's ownership percent in the legacy NFT pool. Therefore, as additional NFTs are minted, additional revenue will flow into the legacy NFT rewards pool. And we did get an answer to the question I had. Rewards are distributed shortly after 12 a.m. UTC. I went and looked at the contract and saw that that's when it was, it's usually a few minutes after that, or a few, like 2-3 minutes after 12 a.m. UTC. So now let's look at the balance of the legacy rewards pool. This is the balance over the last 4 days, and this is in BUSD. And we can see how the balance has been increasing as more and more people have been purchasing NFTs. And at the time of the writing of this article this morning, we had a balance of 36,598 BUSD in the rewards pool. This is showing the percent change, the daily percent change in the rewards pool. So you can see that the rewards pool balance is increasing nicely, 12.79% in the last day. Now we take 2% of this balance. This is the amount that gets distributed to NFT legacy NFT holders. 572 BUSD was distributed the first day, 581 the second day, 649 BUSD yesterday, and then today 732 BUSD were distributed to the 117 legacy NFT holders. This column here, I've calculated the daily percent increase in the pool balance. That's actually probably mislabeled. This is the increase in the amount of rewards. I apologize for that. I'll have to correct that. So the rewards are growing on a daily basis. That's my point here. I say the growth of the rewards pool is off to an impressive start, increasing by nearly 13% in just the last 24 hours. And as the rewards pool balance grows, obviously, so will the daily amount paid out to holders of legacy NFTs. So that's pretty exciting. If you're a current holder of a legacy NFT, you've probably seen that happening. So next, I want to take a look at the daily rewards, the actual BUSD that the rewards pool equates to for the legacy NFT holders. Because at the end of the day, people want to know, well, how much BUSD am I going to get per day? So I've broken this down into each tier. So we have the silver tier here, and we can see that that a silver legacy NFT holder is receiving about $4 a day. Well, it started out at $4, but it's slowly decreasing because the ownership share of the pool is decreasing as more and more people buy NFTs. There are more and more NFT holders that have to share the pool. So this is going down, but the pool is going up. So that's why I've been tracking this, because I've just been kind of curious. This column here shows the cumulative rewards, and this fourth column shows the daily return in a percentage basis. So right now you can see that the NFTs are returning 0.39%, and this is calculated based off of what that NFT cost. So if we go down here to the gold tier, a couple things that are a little bit different. The gold legacy NFT holders receive a larger for more BUSD each day. It started at 16 BUSD. Today, 15.25 BUSD was delivered to all gold legacy NFT holders. But I'd like to point out, as you notice here, that the daily return, the percentage daily return, is identical regardless of what tier you hold, whether it's silver, gold, or platinum. And that makes sense when you think about the cost. The share, let me jump down here real quick. This is from the white paper. The percent of the pool ownership provided by the different tiers is proportional based on the price of the price of the NFT. So as an example, a silver NFT costs 1,000 BUSD to mint, whereas a platinum NFT costs 10,000 BUSD to mint. So the percent of the pool is 10 times as much, but the overall and the BUSD rewarded is going to be higher. But because the cost was 10 times as much, the return is the same. I don't know if that's making sense, but that was a nice thing to find out when I was doing the calculations. And speaking of the platinum tier, the platinum legacy NFT holders, which there's only 4 of them right now, the last time I checked, but each one of them woke up on, I guess, Sunday morning to 40 BUSD in their rewards bucket. And you can see here that on Monday they got 39.27 BUSD. On Tuesday it was 38.59 BUSD. And today they woke up to 38.12 BUSD. So far, the platinum NFT holders have collected 156 BUSD, and it's only day 4, and we haven't even launched yet. So, by the way, I do want to point out, if anyone has any questions, you can chime in at any time. If something's unclear, just interrupt me. So, as I've already said, the tables above show the daily percent of the rewards pool that each tier receives, and then the resulting daily rewards that are received. So we've gone over that. At the time of this writing, Silver Legacy NFTs holders were receiving 0.52%, so 0.5% of the pool, the daily rewards pool. Gold Legacy NFT holders were receiving a little over 2% of the pool, and Platinum Legacy NFT holders were receiving 5.21% of the pool. And remember, we saw the pool up here. Today was 732 BUSD. So, and again, this is just going to continue to grow and grow. We see, even without the vault launching, it's growing 13%. But come in 2 days, on Friday, that's going to all change. It's going to grow even faster. So, I do make a note here that incidentally, 0.39% daily equates to 142% APR if you're interested. I'm going to continue to track the daily return to see how that changes, but it'll be interesting. But my point to this, 142 APR is quite nice. We've already seen this pool. I mean, this table, this is taken directly from the white paper. So that brings us to the question, and this is where we can discuss this, but what's going to happen at launch? How many tokens are going to be purchased? How many people are going to buy tokens? How many tokens are they going to buy? What's going to happen to the token price? I kind of list some things here to consider on what's going to impact launch day. Currently the official ARK Telegram chat group has 2,500 members. What do you guys think? How many of the members are going to be participating on launch day? It won't be 100%, but I would be curious to hear your ideas, like how many people are going to jump in at launch. Then the question is, how many tokens are initial investors going to purchase? I believe that the minimum purchase is 10, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. And then there's a maximum purchase of 4,000. So we know the range of what's possible per person, but like on average, are people going to purchase 50, 100, 10? And then, a lot of that will depend on the price, but we know it's already been announced that the launch price of the token is going to be 5.25 BUSD. But what's going to happen at launch with little to no sell pressure and a lot of buy pressure, how high will the price go? So this is where I invite you guys to maybe share your thoughts and projections or predictions, because what will end up happening is, this is just a little formula I created. You take the number of ARK token buyers at launch and you multiply that by the average number of tokens purchased, and you multiply that by whatever the average price for ARK will be that day, and you take 1.5% of that, and all of that's going to flow into the legacy NFT rewards pool, and then that will just continue on for forever. Every day there's going to be buys and sells that will be pumping this pool here, and every day 2% of it gets dispersed to all legacy NFT holders. And right now there's only 117 of us, so we are making some great returns. And just to show you how great they are, if you recall these tables, for example, a gold legacy holder is making over 2%, or it's taking in over 2% of the pool a day. I guess my point to this is the earlier you pick up one of these legacy NFTs, the more you're going to make, because again, this will continue to decrease until it hits this. These numbers here will be your share of the pool only after 100% of those NFTs are minted for that tier. So if we can look back up here at this table, we know that right now there's only 4 platinum NFT holders, but the maximum will be 100. Obviously the lower price NFTs are minting more than the higher price ones, but it'll just be interesting to watch this as well. Anyway, I'm open to thoughts. You guys' comments. If
Hey,
any
Kat,
of the
yeah. Can you do this for me? I mean, I know we can't predict, obviously, what type of return or what type of contribution the 1.5% sales and buys of the ARK's going to be, but we do know that what the amount would be with all of the pools maxed completely out, and then we would drop to that percentage of the 0.001687 all the way. What does that amount? Let's say if we're not going to include the 1.5% right now, but let's just say all the NFTs sold completely out. What would that percent be right now for those holders right there?
Well, this amount here, if all the NFTs were sold, that would generate 6 million BUSD. And then of that 6 million BUSD, 20% of that would go into the pool. And so this amount here would be 1.2, if I'm doing my math correctly. What's 20% of 6 million? Yeah, 1.2 million BUSD would go into the pool ultimately. I mean, it's going into the pool right now just incrementally every time somebody mints an NFT. But the most that is possible to go into the pool is 1.2 million based on the cap, the maximum supply of NFTs. And you get that, well, yeah, here it is right here. There's $3 million worth of silver NFTs. There's $2 million worth of gold NFTs, and there's $1 million worth of platinum NFTs. But only a fraction of these have been sold right now. So be a good time to get in because you've got a big share right now. And that's not to say that, where's the other? That's not to say that this share is minuscule, because just imagine how big the pool will be by the time your share, by the time 100% of the NFTs are sold. Because right now the pool, I mean, I can't wait to see how big the pool grows after launch. I mean, it's growing great right now.
Can you figure out what that might be without the 1.5%? Just if it was all maxed out, what would you be getting a day based off the percentage of all the NFTs maxed out with the 6 million?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Like I know the 1.5% we can't factor in, but we can. That's a definite number that we can guarantee 6 million.
Yeah, that's easy math if I get a calculator, but it's not like we're going to get the 6 million all at once. That's going to build up over time, and as that's building up, 2% of the pool is being dispersed. I'm sorry. Yeah, 2% of the pool is being dispersed on a daily basis. So, I mean, I know what you're asking.
I'm just trying to get I know it's going to be, you're going to be making more and it's going to be going like right now, according to your chart, we're at 0.40% and 0.39% on that end. And we know, but at one point in time, if they all sell out, this is where we're going to be landed at for sure right there. So we know that's for sure. So at a worst case scenario, we don't get the 1.5%, it's not coming in, but we know all of them's maxed out at 6 million. What would you be getting a day just if at one time, boom, they all sold out and at that percentage there? That 0.6.
Yeah. Let me see if I can. I'm opening up a spreadsheet. That's what I'm trying to find right now.
That number is not going to be speculation because those are just going to be hard numbers that we know that if this happens, then this is what you're going to get versus any type of hypotheticals. And I like to share that with people. This is exact here on that end.
Okay.
Yeah, and to your point, it would represent the floor or like the minimum, right? Because
That's right, Jimmy.
depending on the your share at the time, but cumulatively, that's the maximum that'll be paid out over the ecosystem because it's a fixed number of BUSD.
Right. With in reference to that one form of rewards that we're getting, and that would be from the 10%. I mean, the 20% of the sale of the NFTs of that point. The 1.5% that also feeds into the NFT rewards, we can't factor that in because we really don't have enough, exact numbers to play that number. But just to have at least a good percentage of knowing that what a minimal you'll make, the ground floor, as you would say, Jimmy, that would be good to know.
Okay. I think I can answer it here. Can you guys see this spreadsheet?
No, I can no longer see your screen.
Oh, you can't? Oh, no. How about now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is kind of an ugly spreadsheet, but this is what I just threw together to do my initial calculations when I was writing my first paper from Monday. I didn't know I was going to be really showing this, so it's kind of dirty, but the way it works is here you get to enter how many NFTs are currently held on each tier. 100 silver have been minted. This is as of this today, so these numbers are close, but they may have changed since the last time I checked. And then this is each tier's share based off of how many of these have been sold. So now watch this column here. If you can see this column, watch it as I change. Let's just say that 200 silvers were minted instead of 100. So the shares have gone down. Let's change gold, for example. Let's say 50 golds have been minted. You see the shares continue to decrease. Let's say half of the platinums get minted. So the shares are going down. They're starting to approach the shares that are presented in that table from the white paper. So and then this column here is showing the daily BUSD earned. It's not really formatted very well, but you can see at this point with this many NFTs minted, you would be making. By the way, this is based off of the pool. So I'm going to answer your question by changing this number. Let's just say the pool was 200,000. 2% of the pool is 4,000. And that 4,000 gets distributed to each of the NFT holders according to the current shares. So let's answer your question. We know that the theoretical maximum of the BUSD that can come into the pool from the sale of all NFTs across all tiers is $1,200,000. So if we put that in there, that means that $2,400 can come will be the most generated. Or I'm sorry, $2,400 a day is 2% of 1.2 million. Now we also have to change these numbers to their maximums to get the equivalent share. We know there's a maximum of 3,000 silver. Was it 500? Let me check.
Catalyst, you're missing a zero from that figure. Unless my eyes deceive me, that is 120,000, not 1.2 million.
Okay. So it's 3,500 and 100. Okay. Good catch. 1,200,000. So that's 24,000 daily that's going to be dispersed to all NFT holders, which at that point, if 100% were sold out, that would be 3,000 silver, 500 gold, and 100 platinum. So we'd have a total of 3,600 NFT holders with these following shares, percentage shares. I'm going to expand this out decimal wise so that you guys can see that they match.
And are you using 1.2 million there, or do you use 6 million, or does that already factor in that it's a portion of that?
It's 1.2 million because it's 20% of the overall sales get shared between the legacy NFT holders. So it's 1.2 million is 20% of 6 million.
What did I just mess up? Hold on.
It's
trying to change
it anymore, but everything else there is correct. The payouts are the same, but the percentages have gone away.
Just hit undo a couple of times.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing. Oh, there it is. Okay. Thank you. Who was that? Thank you.
That was laugh out loud.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So, oh. All right, so I expanded out these percentages to four decimal places, and the reason I've done that is so you can see these match what's in the white paper. So once we do sell out 100% of each of the tiers, that's when you'll ultimately reach your capped share. And then what that equates to, I changed the whole column. If I would have known that I was presenting this, I would have cleaned this up a little bit, but let me just turn this back into a number.
Hey, Alice, you know what? It's kind of crazy because 39%, I mean, we're back to where we are right now with it totally sold out on that end. Because, 39.39% of $1,000 is $4 on that end. And that's what this is paying right here. And that's about what it's paying right now.
Yeah, so that's what these numbers are. This is showing the daily BUSD that you would earn every day. You get $4 a day if you were a silver. You'd get $16 a day if you were a gold holder. And you get 40 BUSD a day if you were a platinum holder. But keep in mind, the pool's got other sources of income. So as somebody suggested, you might look at this as a floor, but this number up here is only, this 1.2 million is only coming from the sales of NFTs. We're not counting any of the other sources of revenue to the pool, which are the 1.5% from the buys and sells of ARK token. And then as the white paper pointed out, as I pointed out on Monday, there's also additional sources of revenue that haven't even been talked about yet, like future projects and partnerships where the white paper specifies some portion of revenue generated by those future projects will also flow into this pool. So I think this answers your question, is what would you get per day if we sold 100% of the NFTs? Florida realtor, right? Is this what you were looking for?
That's 100%. I mean, and I appreciate you breaking it down. And it's kind of ironic, like I was sharing with you. That's about what we're making today. I mean, actually, if you see what we made today, that's about what that is calculated with all that. So, and like you said, so this is a great, and just that return right there alone is substantial for this type of an investment, and that's not including the 1.5%. And if you can't even, we don't know what that number might be. What we know, it's going to be a significant amount. So this is extremely bullish. I mean, this is really, really good stuff here to break this down, because this could be almost as a good play as going into the vault. I mean, just because of an investment tied up. I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm the only one. I'm sure I'm not, but this is very bullish, man. This is great in-depth information here, Catalyst.
Thank you. I'm super bullish on it too. I mentioned that on Monday, and I'll repeat it. I'm really excited to see what happens. I mean, the pool's only going to grow. The main reason, I'm going to flip back to my table here real quick. Let's see. Where's my... Nope. There we go. Yeah, so this is the current amount of the pool. And the reason I was looking at the daily change in the current amount is because I wanted to make sure that the pool was growing at least by 2% a day, because we know that the pool is paying out 2% a day. So if the pool's not growing by 2% a day, this number would go down instead of up. Well, obviously it's making more than 2% a day. It made it grew by almost 13% in the last 24 hours. So tomorrow morning when I wake up, I'll check the pool balance. And by the way, these numbers are displayed right on the Legacy NFT page of the DApp. So that's displayed, as well as your share that day. So these numbers come right off of the display. So you can easily, all you have to do is just say, okay, well, here's the pool balance as displayed on the UI, and this is my share as displayed on the UI. And you don't even have to do the math though, because down at the bottom of the page, it tells you what your rewards are. The number that's displayed on the UI for your daily rewards is actually a cumulative number. So it's like, for example, if you held a silver and you haven't claimed any of your rewards, then today you probably saw $62.39. If you held that's a gold. If you held a silver, your rewards bucket would show a balance of $15.60 in BUSD. So all you silver NFT holders probably saw this number this morning. You gold NFT holders probably saw $62.39, and platinum holders saw $155.98 on their UI. Again, the rewards are paid out at 12 a.m. UTC. So for me, it's when I wake up in the morning, I look and I can get the numbers. Actually, it is 12 a.m. right now, correct? It's 12:02 UTC. Is that, if I'm doing my math correctly?
It is indeed, yeah. And something that might interest, it should interest everyone, but especially you, Catalyst, because I know that you are numbers man. There has now been a timer added to the Legacy NFT page, just so you can actually see how long until the next payout, and it is currently 23 hours and 19 minutes and 40 seconds until the next distribution of rewards.
Okay, so yeah, we could go out there and look right now, and we would have a new. If you are an NFT holder, if anyone is an NFT holder, would you mind telling me what the balance is right now? Actually, I don't want to confuse anyway. The balance really has nothing to do with the rewards paying out, because this is constantly increasing in real time on the UI as more NFTs are minted, and then I imagine you could really watch it increase after launch with transactions happening. Is that correct?
Yes, the NFT rewards pool, you will be able to see it grow. It is displayed there on the UI. But the figures that you have for rewards are the correct figures as of now. In 23 hours is when we will be distributed a new tier of rewards.
Oh, so these are correct as of right now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions?
Let me just ask. I mean, this is just, I'm kind of racking my brain here, because currently right now, we're getting the same amount in the NFT pool right now, with it being, minimally sold out. And then once it sells completely out, we would be getting the same amount, excluding the 1.5%. I mean, that's just consistent. I mean, that's a consistent 0.39 daily return on that. I mean, how is those numbers work like that? That's amazing.
Isn't it work? Well, Realtor. Oh, do you want to take it, Catalyst?
No. I prefer you to take it, because I think I have an idea, but I would rather you take it.
The reason that it works like that is because it's all percentage based on which tier of NFT you hold. So, it will always be the same. The only time that it wouldn't be is if the reward pool stopped growing. The amount of rewards would decrease. That is how it works. As you know, Realtor, the name of the game is sustainability and looking after the little guy, and whether you join today, tomorrow, or in a year's time, having the same opportunity as everybody else. So that's the beauty of the way that the system is set up. It's all on percentages, so you will always get the same percentage of the pool that's available, depending on which legacy NFT you hold. So as long as the pool continues to grow, and which, like Catalyst pointed out, 2% of that pool a day is distributed. So as long as it grows by 2% every day, then you will receive the upper limit of or thereabouts of what is available. Does that make sense?
And the only way that it's going to break that cycle is until you get that other external revenue coming in. Once that 1.5% comes in, then it's going to skew the numbers in a good way, because there's going to be more money in the pot, because the numbers are figured based off, because we know how many NFTs there are. We know how much it's going to be once it's sell completely out. And we know how much you're going to make, and you're proportional to the stake that you have in there. So all those numbers are known. But once you add in the 1.5% into the mix, it just grows and grows on that end. So that's so Catalyst. I'm going to be sitting there with you, bud, with a bag of popcorn, waiting to see how that plays out, because I got a feeling it's going to be very exciting, my friend.
Yeah, that's exactly it, Realtor. These figures that Catalyst is displaying today is non-inclusive of anything other than purely the sales of the legacy NFTs. So once the buy and sell tax is added to this, and any external revenue factors, we we could be looking at, a second passive income other than the vault itself. And I think really starting to get that. And the way that Catalyst has displayed this information it's from a very analytical standpoint is, it's helping everybody, because this is not confusing, but a complex part of the system. It is all numbers and percentages, and that is, hard to get your head around sometimes. But I think people are starting to see that, this is a passive income generator all of its own, along with many other very attractive factors. This is not to mention downlines and DAO votes and everything else. So, great work, Catalyst, and I'm glad that you're really starting to see the power of these NFTs, Florida Realtor.
And Florida Realtor, if I could just show you what was meant by as the pool goes down. I think you might be thinking this is the daily BUSD that you would get every single day, but you wouldn't, because 2% of the pool is being paid out a day. So if no other money was coming in, after 50 days, there would be nothing left in the pool. And to just show you as an example, if you look at these numbers here, it might be 0.4% on day one. But after day one, you have to take out 2%. And then after 2 days, you take out 4% and so on. So let's just, instead of putting 1.2 million in here, let's just say that the pool now was only 1 million. So now instead of making $4 a day on a silver, you're making $3.33. And then the pool will go down every day. So at some point, let's put in 500,000.
If you wanted the exact figures, it would be 1,176,000. If nothing else came in after the first day, that would be the 2%. I can give you the exact figures if you want to do it exactly.
Yeah, it's so you can just say it would be 98% of 1.2 million, right?
Yeah, 1,176,000.
So there it is. So on day two, instead of making $40, you'd be making $39.20, and so on. On day 3,
1152. Yep, you got it.
Does that make sense, Florida?
Is that right? Is it $38.40 or is it $3.84? Because it was $3.84.
No, there's an extra zero in there. It'd be 3.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, because that's what we were at before. The $4, the 16, and the 40, and now it's going down to $3.84, 15.36, and 38.40. So I see where it's starting to decay now, because there's no more revenue coming in, because they're all maxed out. So that tax, when a minting takes place, is done. So now we're relying on the sales and buys of the ARK and those other external resources coming in that Atlas has been talking about, the hedge funds, the different type of, the oil and the gas industry and different type of renewable energy stuff. So, that's just going to be another income producer. So good deal.
You got it. Yeah, I'm not worried about this is just kind of a make-believe scenario, because, the NFTs are being sold at we haven't sold 100%. Anyway, going back to my paper, my point is it would be a really good time to buy an NFT right now before launch, because I think launch is probably going to have a lot of inflows, initially, and then the inflows will sort of level out over time. But who knows? As we get more participants in the ARK ecosystem, each new person that onboards, onboards onto ARK, they're going to have to buy some ARK. And then once you get into the ecosystem, you're going to be transacting ARK, buying ARK, selling ARK. So right now it's easy to look at the pool and do these kind of calculations, but I don't think I will have any data available to see the amount of transactions happening per day to track after with that, nor would I want to. I think I'd just probably track I'd probably just keep an eye on the pool balance, which is on the UI.
One of the things you could do, Catalyst, because I know you like the numbers, is you could, you could keep track of the NFT sales, and then minus them from. It wouldn't be exact because it's the 2% that's been paid out from the day before. So, but it would be there or thereabouts. You'd certainly be able to track it to some degree.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea, right? Because we know, the NFT data is readily available and easy computable. So yeah, just subtract out the NFT revenue from the whatever's in the pool, and then you'd know what your daily transaction inflows were. I like that idea. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great, Brad. That'd be a great way to track it to see for sure, because now, going through this in depth, Catalyst, you really can get a bigger vision, a bigger picture to see that now would be the time. If you are going to be getting NFT, don't be waiting on the fence post, because now's the time why the pot's growing, because obviously once the pot reaches its max, we know for a fact, it's got potential to start going down, because we're not going to be getting that revenue from the minting of the NFTs, because there's no more that's going to be minting. So we're relying on other resources coming in. So now to capture all that, riding the wave up would be the opportunity. If you're interested in getting an NFT, now is the time, I would think.
Yeah, totally agree.
I suppose if you were an NFT holder right now, let's look at a gold legacy NFT holder's making 2% right now. That's not bad. 2% a day on a pool that's only going to grow if no one else ever bought another NFT now going forward. That would be a pretty sweet deal. But of course, we want people to buy NFTs.
Well, and it's paying out in a stable coin. It's not paying out in a reward token. You see a lot of these investments, you got these high APYs, high yields, because they're paying out in a reward token, which is highly inflated. But to pay a high yield in a stable coin, that's strong, real strong.
And the yield, another thing that you could track is how long it'll take you to pay for the NFT that you purchased. It's going to, your daily rewards share is going to fluctuate, but as more NFTs are printed. But as we can see here on the gold example, let's see, 2% a day. Am I doing the math right? Would you pay for your NFT? Oh no, that's 2% of the. You'd have to look at your daily rewards and then divide the cost of the NFT by that to see how many days it would take you to pay for the NFT. I did do that a few days ago.
Without other money coming in, without the 1.5% thing, you're about 240 days before you would ROI on that.
Exactly. And like you said, that's without any other additional inflows. But you are using today's share. And if the share goes down as more people, I would have to guess at the current rate of NFT sales that, I don't know, I'm just kind of thinking anecdotally, I think NFT holders could easily pay for their NFTs within a year. I know 248 days is obviously less than a year, but your daily share will decrease, but the pool amount's going to go up. So who knows? It could be it could be half a year. that you would pay for your NFT, right?
That's where we're getting the bag of popcorn and sit back and waiting to see. Maybe we can have dibs, on an area where we can kind of speculate when that time frame might be. Because no one really knows what type of income is going to be generated from these buys and sells. So
exciting! It's exciting times. Does anyone have any questions or comments? Are there any NFT holders in the audience that want to say I own a NFT? I mean, you don't have to, but
yeah,
on Monday
I got some.
I got 2 as well. Yeah, silver.
Nice. Did you guys find this helpful, or did you already kind of know all of this, or?
No, didn't know any. I mean, I know very little, just because I haven't had the time to kind of look into a lot of it. I've been talking with Shannon Henley, who was just talking there. He's a buddy of mine that, so he's been filling me in on some of it. I've just been too busy to look at a lot of it. I mean, I know the basics of it, but yeah, this was very helpful with looking at that for sure. Yeah.
Catalyst, don't listen to him, man. I talked to him today. And the other day I was telling him how important it is about these NFTs, man. So don't let him fool you. I'm drilling him about these NFTs. So,
and it's kind of amazing. You get
like
I'm sorry.
I still feel like it's the basics, but no, Shannon has been filling me in pretty good. Yeah.
Those last couple AMAs and SK breaking it down with this video. I was just thinking of it as being like the BREEP, just for referral levels. And then in the AMA yesterday, they were talking about how the values that you were already getting your rewards. And I checked mine and I was like, oh, that's great, because I got like 5 of them right now. And, it's perfect for my team, the structure. It was nice that we were able to also restructure our teams and line up our referrals right after everything was said and done, because that allowed me to do that and to get the right NFTs in the right places. So it's I'm looking forward to it. If it's right now, it's already paying. I can't wait to see what happens after Friday.
Exactly. Grab the popcorn.
Yeah, exciting times. I think, like Catalyst or Florida Realtor said, getting in now and buying a legacy NFT is a very good idea, in my humble opinion. We're all receiving rewards from the sales, which is absolutely lovely. But I think a lot of us are going to be very interested to see what happens when when that 1.5% from the buys and sells goes into this. And there possibly won't be a better time than launch day, right? Maybe when we hit the bull run, we'll get some days similar, but I'm assuming, and it is just an assumption, it's just speculation, but Friday when launch happens, I think that's probably when we're going to see the biggest spike of new buys, and 1.5 of that is going to be spread between all of the NFT legacy NFT holders. So very exciting, guys. If everybody wouldn't mind heading over, if you send me this, Catalyst, I'll drop it in the chat, and then we can all go over and give it some claps, because I think he's been putting in a lot of time and effort to help the community, and these analytical Medium articles are very, very helpful. It helps us all to understand this a little bit more, and the least we could do is spend 20, 30 seconds just going and clapping the articles. So, Catalyst, if you wouldn't mind sending that to me, and I would drop it in the chat for you, and then if the rest of you don't mind, just heading over there and supporting a fellow team member.
Sure. I don't think I've ever DM'd you on the chat, so you are. Let me search for you. What's your
Brad 6A?
I'm not finding you. Am I able to do it through this chat?
If you just click on my name and then view profile, it should give you the option to send me a message. Yeah, send message.
Okay. There, I've just sent it to you.
Lovely. I will post this in the chat for you right now.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate everyone listening. I wanted to add one other thing about, the timing of purchasing the NFTs. Yeah, I don't think there's a better time than now. I mean, the earlier you pick one up, the sooner you're going to start generating rewards. But one thing I want to remind everyone is that the NFTs are also upgradable. So if you purchased a silver NFT, kind of just dipping your toe into the legacy NFT space, but now after hearing today's chat, you wish you would have bought a gold or maybe even a platinum, you can just pay the difference and upgrade your NFT. And so you can move up from a silver to a gold, or from a gold to a platinum. I think that's on the NFT. Can you do that on the NFT page, Brad?
You can indeed. Yeah, you can just go in there and you just add the difference in BUSD. If you've got a silver and you want a gold, you just trade your silver in plus the 3,000 BUSD, and you get your gold. So that's a very good point.
Yeah, I tell you one more thing is once you invest into these NFTs, they're with you as long as the project's alive. I mean, once you max a wallet out, you could transfer your NFT to another wallet and start over again on that end. So these grow with you to the end.
Yep, that's also correct.
And like we talked about on Monday's pod, if for some reason you wanted to sell your NFT, there is going to be an NFT marketplace. I think Atlas was saying, imagine, a whale or some institutional investor coming in later in the game and saying, hey, I want one of these NFTs. They could offer an extraordinary amount of money that would convince maybe an NFT holder to go ahead and sell.
I think that is part of some people's plans for the future. Yeah, I mean, again, speculation, but I know people have bought more than they need. And if you hold it in a cold wallet and you don't deposit it into the ARK vault, then you can actually sell that at any time.
So no one's mentioned that, but one of the things that excited me that I found out recently was about the Spark rewards, and that was a nice plug also for wanting to be involved with the bonds and the NFTs. You have more chance of getting that, and that could change, make a big difference in someone's life. What happens with that,
Absolutely.
I missed that. Can somebody speak about that Spark rewards?
Yeah,
Brad,
so the Spark. Yeah, of course, thanks. So the Spark rewards is a system where 50% of the daily taxes that go into the Guardian wallet are going to be distributed between anyone who is eligible for those rewards. Eligibility relies on one of two things. It's either $250 worth of bond in the foundation, or it is owning a legacy NFT. And then depending on the size of that pool will be dependent on how many people it will be spread across. There is a randomized automated mechanism built into the contract that, so there's no, the team picking who they want the rewards to go to. It is completely randomized, and it is just a way that the team wanted to really decentralize those rewards, because the round robin was created so that people couldn't take advantage of the system for compounds going to your uplines. In some other protocols, I won't mention names, but I'm sure people are aware, there were ways to skip the what we call the Guardian wallet, which is an extension of the tax vault. And they would set wallets up in a way, and they would be dead wallets, but it would just be a way that one wallet in the upline would collect all of those bonuses, completely skipping the tax wallet at the top. So the team found a really ingenious way to stop that from happening, but on the same hand, they wanted to give those rewards back to the community, because it's not a dev wallet. It's by no means a dev wallet. It's just an extension of the tax vault. So the way they did that was to create the Spark pool, and as I said, 50% of that will be being distributed every day on the podcast to random eligible members.
Beginning Saturday.
Correct. 24 hours after, because the rewards have to accumulate for 24 hours. For everybody, including the tax wallet. So 24 hours after launch, which will be Saturday, there will be the first Spark reward payment, and I am very much looking forward to that. It is totally decentralized and completely random, and everybody that's eligible is eligible 100% of the time. I actually had a suggestion to the team to find a way within the contract so that, let's just say I won it on Monday and Catalyst won it on Tuesday and Florida Realtor won it on Wednesday. Those wallets would be excluded for a certain amount of days to try and spread the rewards between different people. But the problem with that is that is not actually, decentralization. We want to make it completely fair for everyone. If you've bought a legacy NFT or if you've bought bonds, then you are eligible 100% of the time. And it is just completely down to luck, I suppose, of who wins that.
And if you own, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, for those of you that own more than one NFT, you just increase your chances. 2 NFTs get you double the odds. 3 NFTs get you 3 times the odds.
Is that right? I thought you just have one per wallet. I mean, if you've got 5 bonds in one wallet, you only get one credit. Is that correct?
That is correct.
For the multi-wallet.
So what Catalyst was referring to there, Realtor, was if you had multiple silver NFTs or any NFTs in different wallets, then each of those wallets would be eligible for that reward. The same as bond. If you had bond in multiple wallets, then each of those wallets, some people will have bond in a wallet, some people will have a legacy NFT in a different wallet. Both of those wallets are eligible. But you are correct. If you had, 4 levels of bond in one wallet, that would be 1 entry to the Spark pool rewards. So it is each wallet. Each wallet has 1 entry, and their entry requirements are minimum $250 of bond or a legacy NFT. So you're both correct in essence.
So, I mean, at least if you have multiple wallets and you're not looking at building a huge team or don't want to or whatever, and can't afford a legacy NFT, just having a bond in your wallet just for the Spark Awards would be huge, because I mean, it's got potential to, if you win the Spark Awards, to pay that bond off. I mean, I'm not speculating how much, we don't know how much, but it's got potential to be more than what the bond would cost if you're a lucky winner at one point in time. So it makes sense to have that in there for sure to capture those Spark Awards.
Yeah, I happen to know 2 people who have, are not building teams. It's not that they're not interested in the foundation, but they specifically bought $250 worth of bond just to be eligible for the Spark Rewards pool, because it could be quite significant. But again, if there is, because the team will be able to see how much is in that pool, right? And if it is a particularly large amount, then perhaps, because this is down to the team, perhaps there will be multiple winners that day as a way to to spread the love, if you will.
Another good thing about that is that I didn't realize, which is is the rewards come in as a referral bonus, so that it helps your NDV.
Yeah, is exactly right. It is considered a positive action and will count towards your NDV, keeping you at the 2% for longer. That is correct.
If you think about this, for people, you kind of want to keep a nice flow of the investment going. You invest into the vault, you invest into NFTs. We know after about 70, 71 days of in the vault, if you don't have anything coming in there, you're going to have to either have referrals coming in to keep that CWR ratio with your net deposit value, or you're going to have to put in fresh capital. You're going to be accumulating rewards from your NFTs and from your bonds, or from each or from both coming in there. If you don't want to put in fresh money, fresh capital in there and don't have rewards coming in, you could always use your rewards daily from your bonds and NFTs to feed your vault to keep up your net deposit value on that end. So that's another way to kind of recycle everything on that end. Just a thought.
It's like a circular economy.
There you go. You got it, Eternal. That's it, my friend.
Brad, how many wallets hold bond? Do you have any estimate?
You could just give me 30 seconds here, gents. I'm just washing my hands.
Sure, no problem. The reason I'm asking, we know how many NFTs there are out there, whether there's there are some people that hold multiple NFTs, but regardless, we know how many wallets hold NFTs. I doubt there's going to be more than 200 by launch day. So your odds are pretty good. I don't know, how they're going to divide it up on launch day. I know that on Monday, Atlas said they're going to make it really fun. It's going to be kind of theatrical, and they're going to, and obviously it's random, and there may be more than one winner, but they're really going to have a lot of fun with it and make it exciting for everybody. But, in these early days, your odds are going to be much better than they will as this project, grows and expands.
Did I hear you guys right just a little earlier? So you only need the bond in one wallet in order to get the Spark rewards, right? It doesn't matter if you have 2 bonds, 3 bonds, or whatever in there. You only get one chance to earn the Spark rewards per wallet. Is that correct? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, and you only have one bond in each wallet anyways. If you increase the value of it by adding more BUSD, you're just adding to that bond, as far as I know, right?
That is correct. Yeah. So,
Okay.
regardless of how much bonds you have in a wallet, it is one entry to the Spark pool.
Okay, but the higher the value of that bond, I guess you're just gonna you get more rewards.
Nope.
Oh, it's the same across. Okay, that's what I was curious. I wasn't tracking that right then. Okay.
Like I have a $250 bond in one wallet, and I have a $3,000 bond in another wallet. I have the same chance for each of them to win.
I think Jason was meaning that it's the actual foundation rewards that's paid out, not the Spark rewards. Are you talking about the Spark rewards, Jason, or are you talking about just the other source of coming in from the taxes?
No, I think I did say Spark, but I think you're right, Shannon. I was meaning the other rewards, yeah.
So yeah, if you had the more bonds that you have the higher value bond you have in the foundation, the higher your rewards payout. If that is what you meant, then that is correct. That is obviously a separate thing to the Spark rewards pool.
Yeah, I think I was getting the two confused there. Yeah, that makes sense. So, yeah.
Brad, what was? I think I missed the when you said you brought up to the team to eliminate previous winners from subsequent drawings. What was the decision on that?
That it was taken on board, but it was not implemented because the whole point of it is that everybody is eligible 100% of the time, and it's the same thing with the lottery, right? If you won the national lottery, not that you would be bothered about doing it again the next day, but if you did the national lottery and you won it, and in the next day you wanted to buy another lottery ticket, you wouldn't be excluded because you won it. So it's that same, decentralization factor where everybody who is eligible is always eligible. So it is completely possible, numbers based, it's very, very unlikely, but the same person, or I shouldn't say person, but the same wallet could win, back-to-back Spark rewards. Very, very unlikely, but is possible.
And do you have an estimate for how many wallets hold bond to be eligible for the Spark rewards?
No, I see your thinking. I would be interested to see as well, but unfortunately, there is not any information on the amount of wallets that hold bonds, just the amount of bonds that has been distributed into the foundation. So I get your thought process, and it would be nice to sort of see how many chances you've got each time, but unfortunately that information is not currently available.
Okay, thank you. Well, I don't have anything else to share. If nobody has any questions, I think I might jump off the chat.
Okay. We've discussed things to the point where people are satisfied, Catalyst, and I thank you very much for coming on this evening and sharing your article. I hope everybody went over and clapped it 50 times. I know I did. If you haven't yet, guys, it is in the chat. You are welcome and encouraged to go and do so. It's a lot of work that Catalyst's been putting in. Very analytical, creating these tables, helping the community. So if you haven't, please do. And I look forward to the next time you join us, Catalyst. It's a great show that you put on, and it's a great presentation. Well done, sir.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And thank you, everyone, for being present at this. I appreciate it.
Thanks again for your time, man. Just excellent job. I'm even more bullish on the NFTs every time you come in here. So please, welcome anytime on this, my friend.
Thank you, Florida Realtor. Thank you. All right. Well, everyone have a good night, good morning, or good afternoon. I will see you at the next pod.
Thank you very much, Catalyst. We'll see you again soon.
Thank you, Brad.
So, guys, questions or comments, anything anybody wants to share? Mr. Quality, how are you today? Ronnie? How did you feel about that Fort and Florida Realtor? Some real good stuff.
Oh, yeah, excellent. I mean, literally, the first time he came on and shared his analysis and breakdown of the NFTs. I mean, I was bullish on him, and I saw the big picture, but when you actually just break it down piece by piece like that, it really opens your eyes and sees it from a different lens. And I was really super excited about it. I was telling people about, my opinion of it and, why I think it's super bullish and a good play. And then tonight coming on and really breaking down some of the things that I really had questions about. I knew that it was a great opportunity, but I didn't know what the opportunity could present if this happened or if that happened, and meaning the fact of what the numbers would break down. And, just seeing a floor level being where it is at a, almost a 0.5% daily return, in a stable coin, it is huge. I mean, a huge deal. So just lots of opportunity, and I'm just real excited. Like we talked about, trying to see what other influences the buys and sells of the ARK has to the NFT pool rewards. Good stuff, Brad.
Yeah, I totally agree, Realtor. And as you just mentioned there, that is not including any of the buy and sell taxes from ARK itself, and doesn't include any of the future external revenue either. So, it really is a watch this space type situation. And as you've mentioned, you're getting the popcorn out and just watching that grow, and really interested to see where it goes, because I think what people are starting to realize by this point is there is a 3-level passive income generator here. You've got the ARK Vault, which would be, in my opinion, the main passive income, and then you've got the legacy NFTs and the foundation. It really is passive income on 3 different levels. And a lot of people, as we heard this evening with Eternalist and the other gentleman, they just saw the legacy NFTs as a way to access downlines. And I understand that's the main, or one of the main functions of them, but you just don't get this elsewhere. These multiple ways to earn passive income that also benefit your overall investment. Access to your downlines, to the DAO, the actual passive income that it creates itself. It really is a multi-level passive income generator, and I think at this point people are really starting to understand that, and it really is great to see.
Yep, I think so. I believe you're right. I think that people are really digging in and seeing how big of an opportunity the whole ecosystem is, and not just focused on the vault, focused on different angles and stuff. So, so Jason, what you got, Brother Rowe?
No, I was really gonna. So for Brett's account, who's my other buddy, for those who other than Shannon that don't know him. So I'm kind of helping him out because he doesn't have the time to do it. So I'm dealing with his stuff too. And I'm wondering if he's never going to have a downline. I mean, that. So if he's under me, but would it be more beneficial to get the bond, or would it be more beneficial to get a silver NFT for him, or just go the bond route, or which? I'm just trying to figure out which what would be best for him, since he's not going to have.
So we're not looking at it being a better play because of him getting a downline. So we're not going to look. So we're taking that off the picture here. But if we're looking at the bonds, obviously cheaper. So that's just kind of a budget thing. But if you're looking at it, is it being a good investment? Then I think that the NFTs is definitely a better play. There's more opportunity, and if for some reason, which Brett sees, and I know that you see, he's going to be telling people, just at work and this, he'll have that opportunity to sign some people up down the road, if so, on that end. But if it's just strictly for an investment, what's the better play? I think spending that extra $750 to get the silver NFT, it would be a better play because of the return on that, or the gold, or however. But that's for me. That's my angle. I mean, I'm going to bulk up on NFTs, for sure, just because of that potential revenue down the road.
Yeah, I don't mind getting NFTs if that's the better play. I mean, that's and again, kind of looking at that chart he was showing earlier tonight, it just kind of clicked for me as far as, the returns. And it does seem like that's what I was thinking. It might be a better play just to go ahead and get either another silver or just upgrade it to the gold or whatever. It seems like the returns are going to be a little bit better, is what you're saying, right?
Yes, especially starting out now, they're going to be better. And then as the pot grows from other different sources, it's going to be, a lot better. And at one point in time, if it does sell out, it will cap, and then, that one revenue source will be, null and void, but you'll start getting revenue from other sources to come in. But we're talking down the road on that end. So there's plenty of opportunity to ROI with this. And also, I know you haven't been on in AMAs, and I might have shared this with you at all, but there are other external revenue sources coming in the future for sure. I mean, that's without a doubt. I mean, investing in some hedge funds in the renewable energy area, there's a lot of exciting, bullish stuff on that end. So there's going to be a continuous amount of revenue coming into these NFTs. It's going to be paying out daily in BUSD to the NFT holders on that end. So, the better stake you have to get the better share of the pot is going to be rewarded, I think.
Okay. All right. Good deal.
And if you don't mind me just adding something to that as well, guys, for the solo investor, there's the with the legacy NFT that the bond doesn't give you access to, is the slightly more aggressive compound strategy, which lets you grow your principal balance at a faster rate. So that is definitely something to consider when advising someone between bond and legacy NFT.
Okay. About that, yeah.
Hey, Brad. So, Jason, one of my best friends here. We grew up together. He's in, we're in Drip, we're in the Fury. We've done everything together on that end, and we've got some people that he was talking about, Brett, some other physicians, some doctor friends that invest with us as well. So, so just introduce you to Brad. Brad's, he's like the man. He's the team building guru, Jason. So if anybody, that even any of your friends, anybody that we can't get a hold of, we can send them to the chat, and Brad could, hold their hand, get them situated, give them the information. That's the difference between these other protocols. I mean, we actually, have people there 24/7 that you can send your, people that are interested in the ARK to the site and say, hey, look, such and such, Jason Lunsford, sent me the site. And that help you get things set up and get everything going. I mean, they're not taking anybody's downlines. I mean, they're here to build the ARK up. So it's just good to have this type of project with that, so many people with their hands out, to welcome to help people in this program for sure.
Yeah, that's good to know. Yeah, because I do, Victor, and a bunch of those I got some anesthesiologist buddies and some other people that want to get into some of this, and they've already been into some other projects. And I'm trying to kind of slowly, because obviously with everything going on right now, everybody's a little skittish, jumping in heavy like we've done in the past. So I'm trying to kind of tease them into this one now. And, of course, Brett just says do whatever I do. So he's the easy one. But some of these other guys, it's a little more of a delicate play. So that may be something might have to wind up doing, is because I know they're going to have a lot more questions than I'm going to be able to answer right now, just because I haven't had the time to really delve into it like you have. But yeah, I might
invite them. I mean, this will be, I know that, their time is, very limited and stuff. I mean, it'd be good to get Brett or Victor or a couple other people, on the chat here. Because normally this is a half, in fact, all the dev team, everybody is, is not on this channel tonight. They're all, getting the back end, get everything ready to go. So, but normally, there's everybody here from the front end to the back end on the dev team. Everybody is on here to be able to help educate and answer question stuff. But man, I'd love for them all to get on here and just kind of you just hear, the stories and testimonials. We had, in fact, Brad, I'm gonna bring Betty up again, man. I love Betty. She's
You love Betty.
yeah, man. Jason, this lady here is, I'm assuming senior citizen, and dude, she's in crypto. She got in it a couple years ago, and she is working ARK, to the fullest, man. She's going around. Brad's helping her out and got her educated, and she's getting these senior citizens around in her area, in on this crypto, man. It's awesome. It was awesome.
That is awesome. Well, hell, most of my patients are senior citizens. Maybe I should be doing it at work.
You know what, Jason, and nice to meet you, by the way, and thanks for the kind words, Realtor. But so Betty is she's retired. She's 60 plus years old, and COVID ruined her business, and she's living off her pension, and come to realise that it isn't enough. She needed to supplement her income, and she got into DeFi, and she's actually got her 84-year-old mother in DeFi. It's really, really impressive. But I mean, one of the groups of people that could really do with this type of investment are the older generation, because their working lives are over now, and some of them aren't living the best quality of lives due to the fact that the income that they have is state pension or private pension is very, very low, or maybe they don't have a pension and they're relying on family members and stuff. So that is actually a group of people who could hugely benefit from such an opportunity such as ARK. And could you imagine sending a senior citizen who has no idea about crypto, has never invested, to one of these other projects and trying to get someone to help them? Like, it just wouldn't happen. You've got no chance. And although it is my specific job to hold people's hand and take them through that, I'm not the only person here that if somebody came into the chat and needed some help, we've got community members who aren't admins who are really, really helpful, and the community we have are just genuine, good, helpful people. Like, Realtor stepped up in a massive, massive way. He came in and he was just a regular investor like everybody else, and he started participating in the podcasts and shared his alpha, and was clearly a very, very intelligent man, and started helping out in the chat. And he became an admin here just from his general decent outlook and wants to help people. And we've got many people like that, but that is something that specific group of people would need, because I doubt very much that someone of that age group even knows what MetaMask is, or knows what DeFi is. And we've got multiple people here who can sit them down, hold their hand, walk them through the process so that they have an understanding of what's going on from beginning to end, and then provide support ongoing after that. Like you see in business so many times where someone's more than willing to help you, and they're it's all great and thank you so much, and then there's no aftercare. As soon as you're in and they've got your money, and I'm not just talking about crypto, I'm talking about lots of businesses in the real world, that's it, done. You sign up for a TV subscription, and then your TV doesn't work, and you have to be on the phone for an hour speaking to someone, and they're not very helpful, and it's really difficult to get that help. Well, we have nearly 24-hour help here available in the chat from not just the admins but the actual community members as well. So that is a group of people that could really benefit from this type of situation. And if you know anyone, or you even just want to help someone, talk to them. That's all you can do is offer people the opportunity and get them over into the chat, or into a private session with me, or with Realtor, or Fortunate, or any of the admins. Everyone's more than willing to help. So don't think that isn't something that you could do, because it's not just benefiting you, but it's benefiting them. We help ourselves by helping other people and showing them this opportunity. So don't think that that's someone you couldn't speak to.
All right. Yeah. Sounds good. Yeah, that's cool.
if you've noticed or not, man, take a look at the community chat group in there, dude. And you know, we're members of a lot of different ones. You've been a lot of the ones that I'm in here, and you know, they're nice and set up okay. But dude, the ARK chat group is first class, man. I mean, it's unbelievably the commands that's available to you is just insane. It's just you just go in and do the forward slash and type in anything from from awards for pump and dump throttle to tax scaling to UI dashboard, tokenomics, best practice, anything. Boom, it's going to pull up the bullet points. You can copy that, send that to somebody, whatever. I mean, it's set up for success, man. It's a pure first class educating machine. That the way that they've got this chat group set up, and Brad and Fortune and I know S23, man, dude, they have really made that accessible where you're able to really get the information you need, factual information, not what somebody in another community thought and pass it on to you. I mean, this is just straight, right from the white paper bullet points and stuff. So, man, it's set up right, dude, for sure.
Yeah, it sounds like it. All right. Well, yeah, I'll definitely have to try to get these guys to jump on here. Yeah. I have to sweet talk them. Yeah.
Yeah, just you bring them on, or we're just sending some information stuff. But I mean, I know they're good. They're getting in anyways. But here's an opportunity for them, for some of them, to actually be able to listen and be engaged and be educated on some things, versus now. I mean, they just rely on you and I, rely on you, and I usually help you find some things, and we'll bounce things off of both of us and stuff. But this is just an opportunity to really get educated and get some good information, moving forward and stuff for sure.
Yeah, excellent. And it was really nice to meet you, Jason. I've seen you in here a few times, so thank you for coming and participating tonight.
Yeah, for all the good.
Sorry. Yeah, there was some great info there from Catalyst. He's a rising star here at ARK. He's one of these cryptozoa medium article writers, very experienced, very knowledgeable, and he comes from that analytical standpoint. So it's it's very interesting to hear what he's got.
I'm going to tell you what, Brad, and you might want to share with Jason your story and all. And Jason, I know you have the capabilities. I mean, because you dictating and do all that stuff daily. And this might be something you'd be interested in for sure, is writing a Medium article. Dude, I'm telling you, this is just gone ballistic way that the influence and the participation that you get from Medium articles. Brad, never done anything like that and wrote one that's incredible. And he's already got people that's signed up underneath him just from the article and stuff. So, I mean, that's a way to get out there and get out and work on a downline and just throw it out there and circulates. Right, Brad?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, well, I mean, without a doubt, I'm not a writer, Jason, and when I see from other protocols people building these huge teams from this Medium platform, I just thought it's something that I can't do. You've got to be a professional writer, or you've got to have some experience, and just never thought that it's something I could do. And I spoke to Patrick from Cryptozoa and Brett from the core team. They're both Medium, they both love Medium. And I spoke to them, and they just convinced me to give it a go. And I wrote a Medium article and published it. And I think it was between 24 and 48 hours later, somebody popped into my chat. It was actually Betty that Florida Realtor has taken a real shine to, and really, really loves her story. And she just popped into my private team chat, and I assumed that it was one of my team members that had signed somebody up. And I asked her, how are you? You got any questions? All that stuff. And quickly realised that she wasn't on anybody else's team. And I asked her, how did you hear about us? And she said, from medium.com. And she posted the first article that I'd ever written in the chat, in the team chat. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe it. And, and that was really great. She's become a really great member of the community. And then the next day, somebody else popped into the chat, and it was the same situation. You know, I thought, oh, so one of my guys has been out working hard. They've signed someone up, and lo and behold, it was the same article, the first article that I'd ever written. And they said, "This is where I found you." And then, you know, a day went past, and another day went past, and then another person popped into my chat, and another person, and you know, I've now got 4 people who are in my private team from my private team chat on Telegram, and part of my syndicate who have come from the Medium platform, and they were all from that first Medium article that I wrote. And I was like, oh my God, this is showing tangible results. You know, anybody can really write these articles, because honestly, I'm not a writer, so it's not like all I did is tell my story. Just, you know, spoke about how I got into crypto and used some of the data from the white paper, and just presented it in a way that I thought would be, you know, not so much entertaining, but more captivating, you know, because I didn't want people to get bored, and use some pictures, and, you know, running away with it. And now I've written 4 Medium articles. I've got 2 that are half written, where I've just been very, very busy and haven't had a chance to finish. And, you know, I can't praise that method of advertisement enough, because it does work. And, you know, Cryptozoa. Sorry, go ahead.
Man, that's pretty crazy. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it's you know, obviously I'll never say it's not a great thing to pick up referrals, because it's fantastic, and it feels good as well, whichever way you get them. But hopefully that is a motivational thing for other people to get out there and do it, because, you know, this is how ARK grows. Your own team grows and ARK grows, and, you know, that is how we achieve sustainability and longevity, when each one of us does that little bit of work to help the platform, to help themselves, to help other team members. So, you know, I'd suggest anybody give it a go. And again, if you're not confident, or you're not 100% sure, or you just want someone to talk to about it, hit me up. That is literally my job here, to help people help themselves.
That's awesome. All right, man. I certainly will appreciate it. Yeah. Well, good deal. Well, thanks again for all the info. Yeah.
No problem at all. Thank you for coming tonight and participating. Has anybody got any questions or comments or anything they'd like to mention this evening? All right. I think that's about it. If nobody's got any questions, just want to thank everybody for coming, supporting the community, and participating in tonight's podcast. Tomorrow evening should be back to normal with Atlas hosting. I would imagine the testing is still ongoing, and possibly will be me hosting again, but hopefully Atlas will be back. I hope I did a good enough job standing in his shoes, because that is a very, very hard job to do. He's a fantastic host. But look forward to seeing everybody tonight. Thank you for coming, and thank you everybody for listening, if it's at a later date. Thank you very much. Take care. Good night.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Excellent job, Brad. Excellent job, man. The way, you know, navigating through and